The Galactic Council's annual summit glittered with impossible elegance. John stood at the edge of the grand ballroom aboard the Sovereignty, the Dragon Empress's flagship, and marveled at the assembled dignitaries. Crystalline beings from Epsilon Prime refracted light into dancing rainbows. The methane breathers of Titan's colonies floated in their environmental bubbles, and everywhere the scaled magnificence of the Draconian Empire's elite moved with predatory grace. John was the only human present. Earth had just achieved faster-than-light travel 3 months ago, a feat most species took centuries to accomplish. The Council had extended a cautious invitation, curious about these upstart primates who'd cracked the quantum barrier in what the galaxy considered record time. John, a xenobiologist and diplomat, had drawn the short straw for first contact. He didn't mind. This was history. Across the ballroom, the Dragon Empress herself held court, her scales shimmering like molten gold, her presence commanding absolute attention. But John's gaze drifted to the figure standing alone near an observation window, apart from the celebration. Elsa. He'd read the briefing materials. Princess Elsa, daughter of Empress Cathera, heir to the Draconian throne. The reports had been clinical, diplomatic, mentioning only that she processed sensory input differently and preferred structured environments. John recognized the careful language. The galaxy had its own version of the autism spectrum, it seemed. Elsa's scales were a stunning silver blue, almost luminescent in the starlight streaming through the viewport. She stood perfectly still, her clawed hands moving in small, repetitive patterns, a self-soothing gesture John recognized. Around her, dignitaries gave her a wide berth, their conversations flowing around her like water around a stone. They ignored her completely. John felt something familiar twist in his chest. His sister Emma had been the same way at parties, present but isolated, surrounded by people who didn't know how to bridge the gap. He watched as a group of Draconian nobles laughed nearby, not even glancing at Elsa. One brushed past her without acknowledgement, making her flinch and step closer to the window. The music shifted to something slower, more melodic. Couples began pairing off for the traditional diplomatic dance, a custom designed to show unity among the council species. Elsa remained alone. John made a decision that would later be analyzed by xenosociologists for decades. He crossed the ballroom, aware of eyes tracking his movement. The new human, approaching the dragon princess that even her own people avoided. He could feel the weight of attention, the sudden hush in nearby conversations. He stopped at a respectful distance, not crowding her space, and waited until her eyes, brilliant amber with vertical pupils, flicked toward him. "Princess Elsa," he said quietly, keeping his voice steady and clear. "My name is John. I'm from Earth." She stared at him, her expression unreadable. Her hands continued their movement. "I noticed you're standing alone," John continued, "and I wondered if you might do me the honor of dancing with me. I should warn you, I'm terrible at it. I'll probably step on your feet, except you don't really have feet like mine, so maybe I'll step on your talons. I'm not sure how this works, honestly." The corner of Elsa's mouth twitched, almost a smile. "You're the human," she said. Her voice was surprisingly melodic, though she didn't make eye contact. "The one who solved quantum entanglement with primitive mathematics." "Guilty," John said. "Though I'd argue our mathematics aren't that primitive, just differently evolved." "Different," Elsa repeated, and her hands stilled. "Not primitive, different." "Exactly." Silence stretched between them. John didn't fill it, didn't push. He simply waited, letting her process. "I don't like dancing," Elsa finally said. "The music is too loud, too many bodies moving unpredictably. The lights change without warning." "That sounds overwhelming," John acknowledged. "Would you like to just stand here and talk instead? Or we could move somewhere quieter?" Elsa's head tilted, studying him with sudden intensity. "You're not afraid of me." Why would I be afraid? Most are. Daughter of the Empress, heir to an empire that could destroy your world. Her voice was matter-of-fact, not boastful. And I'm broken. You're not broken, John said firmly. You're different, like Earth mathematics, not primitive, just evolved along a different path. Something shifted in Elsa's expression. Her rigid posture softened incrementally. The humans, she said slowly, are dangerous, my mother says. Not because you're powerful, but because you see things others don't. You solve problems in ways that shouldn't work. You're unpredictable. John smiled. We call it thinking outside the box. We call it chaos, Elsa replied. But her tone held curiosity rather than judgment. Around them, the ballroom had gone completely quiet. The Empress herself had turned to watch, her golden scales rippling with tension. John ignored them all. So, he said, no dancing, but maybe we could walk? The observation deck is quieter, I think. You could show me the stars from your perspective. Elsa looked at him for a long moment. Then, deliberately, she extended her arm in the draconian gesture of acceptance. John took it, careful and respectful. As they walked toward the exit, Elsa spoke quietly, meant only for him. They all ignore me, pretend I'm not here. It's easier for them. Their loss, John said. You're the most interesting person at this party. You've been here 20 minutes. My point stands. And there, definite this time, Elsa smiled. Behind them, the Empress watched the human escort her daughter away from the glittering crowd. The same daughter her own people treated as invisible. And for the first time in years, she saw Elsa's shoulders relax, saw her engage with another being as an equal. Humanity had just arrived on the galactic stage, and they'd already accomplished something the Empire couldn't. They'd seen Princess Elsa not as a liability or an oddity, but simply as a person worth knowing. The galaxy would learn what that meant soon enough. Humans, it turned out, had a peculiar habit of noticing the ones others overlooked, and those alliances would reshape everything.